Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe and hit the notification button and you'll be notified if there's any new videos that I put up on YouTube. And if you like this video, please press like. What my YouTube channel is going to be about is about my crafting world. As it says on my YouTube channel, it says Emma's World of Crafting. What I like to craft, I like to sew, so I like to sew things, I like to embroider things, and I'm very new to jewellery making. So what today's video is going to be about is about a tutorial of a new design that I have for a t-shirt. It's a Snoopy t-shirt, comes out really well, spoiler alert. So yeah, so have a look at my tutorial. Feel free to comment below if you think that I didn't go in depth enough about certain things, or you know, if you just want me to answer some questions. So what I'll try to do is, what I aim to do is at least once a month upload a video, be it a vlog, tutorial, tips, hints. I love tips to make life easier when it comes to sewing and embroidering. I'm very new to the world of embroidery, but I love it. So yeah, so watch my tutorial and let me know what you think. Hi everyone, so I've downloaded some really lovely Snoopy characters, which and it's 1 to 10 with the different characters on. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to make two different versions of the number 1 with the little Snoopy character and then the name underneath. So what I'm going to need is, obviously you're going to need your embroidery machine. So I've got a Brother M320e, and unfortunately I kind of bought this before I understood about the design size that you could get. So mine is unfortunately 4x4. So I'm going to use my bigger hoop. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to do the Snoopy character in the top, and then I don't have to change my position at all. I'm going to do the name underneath. Okay, so all I'm going to use is a little bit of t-shirt material. That's what I'm going to use today, before I put any design really on a t-shirt. Okay, so I'm going to try to see if I like that. So what I'm going to do for material, I'm using this nice little spotted blue. Let me just zoom in, see if you can see it. Yep, that nice spotted blue. Oh, let me just focus, if it is going to focus. Okay, and then I'm thinking about if I make a nice glittery one. So I've got a few different glitters, and I think I might go for this really nice blue, this blue glitter. Just can you see it? Can you see the shimmer? Got a bit better. Yeah. So I'm going to use the blue and see how that comes out. Okay, so I've got my glitter, I've got my material. When it comes to the glitter vinyl, that kind of sticks really well. But when it comes to the material, what I like to do, I like to put a heat and bond light on the back of it. So when I finally finish my t-shirts, what I do is I heat press it, and then the material will stick to the t-shirt as well. It just gives it that little bit more endurance, durability really. Okay, so I have recently purchased myself a little heat press. If you can see it right there, yes. It's really good, because I was finding when I was trying to do it with a regular iron, it just wasn't working. It was like sticking in parts, wasn't sticking in other parts. So I find the heat press is really good to do that with. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut a little bit of material out, and then cut a little bit of my there you go, if you can see it there, heat and bond light. I'm going to stick a little bit of that on the back. and then I'm going to get started. Like I say, this character is only going to be a small 4x4, so I'm not going to need a huge amount, but we'll do this big bit just in case. You don't want to cut it too small really. Pop that to the side, and then I need a bit of heat and bond. Now, I've done this plenty of times, but what I've done is rather than sticking the wrong side of the material to the heat and bond where the actual adhesive is, I've cut it out the other way, so then when you try to flip it, you've got to cut it again, so that's a bit annoying. So yeah, so now I try to remember, okay, on this one it's hard to see what the actual the back side is, but that's the wrong side. Stick that there. Nope. To say, it's a little bit daunting, because normally I'm just here by myself, not really saying much. Well, I do talk to myself a little bit, to be honest, as most crafters do. We get used to our own company. So yeah, so that's my little bit cut out. Okay, so I'm just going to pop that away, and then keep that little bit just in case. It's always good to have like little bits. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to move my material because I don't need that anymore. Rid of those bits, and then I'm going to bring my heat press forward. I haven't got a huge craft room, so I try to move things about. This is really hot, so do be careful. What I've kind of done, just to protect my heat press that little bit more, I've just cut out a little bit of baking sheet. Okay, because what I was worried about, because if you don't, and you might have cut that heat and bond a little bit too big, so the edges are coming over, and then what it'll do, it'll just stick to the machine, and then after a while you'll have to get a new one. So just trying to protect everything as much as possible. Okay, so I'm just going to set the timer. I'm going to do it for a good 5 seconds. Okay, then all you do, pop it down, press, and then it'll, well, that didn't work, did it? Like I say, trying to do it in front of the camera, it's not easy. Anyway, okay, so that's, and as you can see, I did cut it a little bit bigger, so it's a good job that I put that there really. And then what you do, you let it cool. I'm just letting it cool. Make sure that you put your heat press back. I always forget that bit. Okay, and then move it out of the way so I don't burn myself. So yeah, so once it's nice and cool, all you do is you peel the backing off and you're good to go. Okay, I've got my little bits there. Switch my machine on. Right, so now we need to get this bit sorted really. Okay, so zoom in a little bit. Hopefully I don't get in my own way. Right, so what am I going to use as a stabilizer? I think because I've not done this one before, I might use a cutaway. Okay, so it's cutaway stabilizer. Have to get one. Okay. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the floating method for this, I think. Okay. Don't know if that's gonna. Right. Let's just pop that on. Yeah, which it is. It's nice and tight. Nice and tight. Boop, 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 boop. Yep. And then what I'm going to do, what I like to do, is I use a little bit of this it's what they call stick and spray. Just holds everything. You can reposition it, which is really good. And because I do my patchwork, I use that to connect the patchwork and the batting and then the backing all together, so you can reposition it, which is really good. Give that a bit of a, make sure you open a window, give that a bit of a, because I'm not using a t-shirt today, I'm using a little bit of material. It doesn't have to be precise, but obviously for you, if I'm going to be doing a t-shirt, I will. So you just put that on there, pat it down, okay, and we are good to go. Okay, on to the next bit. So when it comes to this character, I need I need blue and white for Snoopy, and then I need a colour for the number 1, and then a colour for the name, so it's pretty easy really, not too much. So that's my black one. So I'm going to start with the actual number. So when it comes to this one, you switch it on, oh, make sure I'm, yep, and then you press the screen, and it says make sure that the thing goes up. Okay, cancel that one. So what I'm going to be doing first, I'm going to be doing the top bit. So that's actually the number and the Snoopy. So what I'm going to do, this one's got four prongs, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can actually do it in 3 sections, 2 sections. So I'm going to do it in 2 sections. So those 2 prongs I'm going to put in the machine first. So it's going to align the top bit. Okay. So what you do is you put the 2 little hooks in, and then it clicks into place. Okay, you move your material out just to make sure. Okay, so then I'm going to go and find, sorry, I've just tightened it up a little bit. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to find the design. I've got quite a few on the memory stick. Okay, so it's there. One really good tip, I can't actually remember where I heard this tip, but it was a really good one. And what they said is, because you use your memory stick quite a lot, pushing it in and out the machine sometimes can actually damage the USB connection. So what they suggested was getting a extension cable. So that's what I've done. So I went on Amazon, bought an extension cable. It's a really long extension cable, and then that's where I put my my memory stick in. So then it protects your machine. Okay, so you choose your design, press set. Okay, I don't know if you can see that very well. I'll try and zoom in a little bit. Nope, that's as zoomed in as you're going to get, I'm afraid. Okay, so I'm just going to check the position of it. Okay, that's quite high really, isn't it? Oh, sorry, quite low even. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to move that one up. It's a bit more, it's a bit higher. Material one first, which is this one. Okay, so what I will do, I will press nothing at the minute because it just wants me to embroider. I think it's got 1, 2, 3, 4 steps. I think the first one is just to stitch the outline to see how far you need to how big a piece of material you need. The second one is to stitch that material in place, and then obviously cut the material as close to the thing as possible. And then that one, I think it does like a zigzag stitch, and then the fourth one is where it actually does the satin stitch, which is quite interesting. And on the program itself it says red, blue, green and then blue, but I'm just going to do it all in one colour because I don't see the point in changing my thread 3 times for one. And it doesn't really need to be changed. Okay, so I'm just going to thread the machine. If you have any questions, please put your questions in the comments and let me know if there's anything that you want me to show, or just thread the machine. Right, okay, so press the green button to go. Okay, so that's the stitch line, so that's as big. Make weird noises, like I say, I'm normally by myself and I do make weird noises. Okay, so that bit's done, and then you just press the button again to tack it down. Now, looking at that tacking stitch, what I sometimes like to do is I do that tacking stitch again before I cut, and it just gives it a little bit more, it's just a little bit more secure when you're actually trying to cut it out with your scissors, because sometimes if it's not properly secure and you cut with your scissors and it's a little bit loose, that's when you can get the pucker in as well. So I just like to do that same tacking stitch again. So what you have to do then is you obviously lift your foot up, lift that out of position, and then you have to cut round. Let's see if you can. Okay, the scissors that I use, they are Fiskar, and they're curved, slightly curved. And I do find that really handy. It's a little tip that I, well, it's advised by Angela. Angela Jasmine is her page, is a YouTube page. And I have to say, she's not wrong. So you've got to try and get as close as you can without actually cutting the stitches. I must admit, it did take me a few attempts to realise how close you actually have to get when it comes to I do apologise if you hear like gaming in the background or a baby screaming his head off. That's my little baby boy downstairs. He's quite vocal. He's 14 months old, and he does like to make his presence known. And then my husband's downstairs playing his game, so I do apologise if you hear that in the background. But this is us. This is who we are. I'm not really going to hide the fact I'm trying to keep out of shot at the minute so you can kind of see what I'm doing, but normally I'm like in there. So it's not exactly easy doing it from a distance. But I'm giving it a go. Sometimes you just have to do it from all different angles to get it as close as possible. Where am I? Can you see that? I think I've still got a little bit to trim off there, but I think that's the little bit where there's Snoopy's gonna be going there anyway, so I don't think it'll be too bad. A few other little bits. These are the little bits that take the time, really. Because the thing is, if you don't, I do that quite a bit, but blowing all the little bits away. So like I say, if you don't trim enough, you can just see it. It's not that good, right? So put the scissors down. Save you at all times, people. Right. Okay, and then I will, so you can see again. And then I think this is going to be like a zigzag stitch. So put your foot down. It's quite a small zigzag stitch. I would expect it to be a little bit bigger. This pattern that I've got, I'll show you, I don't know if you can see it on the machine. Zoom in, no you can't, you might not be able to see it I'm afraid. It says it's going to take 25 minutes to stitch out, which isn't actually too bad, but it all depends on, like I say, you've got to add like a little bit of time to putting out the material and things like that, really. Okay, and then the next one should take 3 minutes, and that is the actual satin stitch. Because you can see that it's like good a little bit. Sometimes if it puckers too much, what can actually happen is it can come away at the sides. Which it seems to be doing that, which is good. Yeah, stitched out quite neatly, I have to say. If you like what you're seeing today, please subscribe to my channel and click the notifications, and YouTube will let you know when I upload another video. And please click like if you like my little video. And feel free to put anything in the comments if you want me to do something, if you want me to explain something a little bit more. a look at that then. Sorry, I'm in the... That actually stitches out really nicely, I have to say. So I'm just going to change my thread because it's now the Snoopy time. So it's white first. I'm just going to thread my machine. I have an Etsy page, and I am, I mean, I've got quite a few things on there, but I really would like to do a little bit more with the t-shirts. So I'm trying to get a bit more of a range t-shirt wise. It's not easy because I've only got a small design field. So yeah, so feel free to check out my Etsy page, you know, if there's anything. I've also got a Facebook page as well, which I'll add in the comments, and an Instagram page as well, also in the comments below. So feel free to check it out. If there's anything that, you know, you're interested in, you think, I wonder if she makes that, please message me, send me a little message, and I will have a look to see if I can do it. Hopefully as my business grows, I would like to buy a bigger embroidery machine, a faster one. But at the minute I'm just enjoying the journey. Everything, I'm quite addicted to the embroidery at the minute. Okay, so the Snoopy's actually stitched out really well, the white part of it, if you can see it there, yeah. I've just changed my thread to black, and then before I let it do its thing. What I'm going to put a little bit of water-soluble, you see that? Water-soluble stabilizer, I would say, because what that does, it just is a little bit smoother, because sometimes when you've got a pattern that's quite thick and quite dense, threaded already, and then you've got to go over the top of it, sometimes it can stick, and if it sticks you get like little jumps and little skips and loops. So what I like to do is just stick a little bit. Okay, that's quite big, I might cut that a little bit smaller. I mean, don't get me wrong, it doesn't always need to, you don't always need to do it, but I like to do it, especially if it's the first time that I'm trying a pattern. Okay, and then this says it's going to take 9 minutes, so we'll let it do its thing. Okay, so it's finished. Oh, so just take it off. See if you can. Let's see if I can get you to focus. I don't think it can you? No. I have to say, I think that stitched out really beautifully. Just a little bit there, but I think that'll be okay. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to reposition it now, and then I'm going to do the name. I think I was going to do a red thread, but now that I look at it, I think I'm going to do it in the blue thread. I think I'm going to do, yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Really like that though, really like that. Right, so I've repositioned it in the bottom one. Just need to change my thread again. And then what I'll do after this one, I'll do it with the vinyl, but I won't go through that step by step. I'll just show you the end results, both of them side by side, and see what you think. Like I say, please leave me any comments if you've got any questions. Yeah, anything at all, I'll leave in the comments. I have to say I was really nervous starting this, but as it's progressing, I'm gonna. It's just that's not as flat, so I'm just gonna tighten that a little bit. Yeah, that's better. Yeah. Right. So I'm just gonna go back into the main menu. Yes, cancel that one. Yeah, it's okay to cancel. And then I'm gonna pick my name. Now the name that I've picked is the actual style of name that it is. Okay. And it's the Alexa style. I really fell in love with it. Looks really nice. Right, let's see where that's going to stitch. It's going to stitch there. There and there. I think that's a little bit close. I'm going to go back and I'm just going to, oh, I have to press OK first, and then I'm going to reposition it because I think that's a little bit too close. I'm going to check it again. Yeah, that looks like a better position for me. Okay. So I've got the stabilizer, the cutaway stabilizer underneath. Let's see how we go. This says it's going to take 8 minutes to stitch out. Okay, let's press the button again. And then cut off the excess and let it do its thing. Hey everybody. Okay, so I did the one with the little blue polka dot fabric, which really came out really well. I think anyway. I think it came out really well. I still need to press it, but I think it definitely came out really well. I like it. And then what I did it with the glitter vinyl. Now the glitter vinyl, if you can see, can you see? No, that's a bit too, it's puckered quite a bit. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and press it, see if that makes a difference. And also the stitching has gone out of bounds just ever so slightly, and I think that's to do with the puckering of the vinyl. So yeah, so that's where we're at the minute. I mean, I do like the look of it. I like the look of the glitter vinyl. Sorry, there you go, see better? It's just really puckering at the minute. So yeah, so my heat press is just warming up at the moment. And then I'm going to press it, and then yeah, we'll see what difference that makes. Oh, another little tip that I was wanted to tell you about, and I completely forgot. Now when it comes to these embroidery threads, they come with these little mesh bags, and what's this supposed to do? What this is supposed to do, I should say, is to keep the threads together so it doesn't fly off. And I think you're also meant to put it on when you're actually using it on the machine to keep an even tension on the top. But what I found, even with those little mesh baggies, the thread kind of still jumps everywhere. So what I ended up doing is I made a little nick just with my scissors and split it, and then all you need to do is you always know where the beginning is, and then you just, and it's just ever so tidy. Just makes a big difference. Okay, so yeah, so that's a little tip there. Okay, so I've used the heat press on them. On the one with the fabric, it's turned out really well. Let's see if I can just lift it up. Look, nice and smooth. Obviously I've still got to take the backing off. That's going to make a bit of cutaway. That's going to make a bit of a difference, but it's turned out really well. I like how that's turned out. When it comes to the glitter vinyl, don't know if you can see it. See it? It's all wrinkly. I mean, it's flat, but it's very wrinkly. So I'm going to have to maybe do that one again. And yeah, figure out how I'm going to get that one looking a little bit better. So yeah, so that was my little tutorial on how I test my little designs before I put them on t-shirts and put them on my Etsy shop. Please feel free to check my Etsy shop out. It's on Etsy and it's called Memor Gifts, M-E-M-O-R Gifts, G-I-F-T. Thank you for watching my tutorial. Please comment below on what you think and hit the like button. So yeah, I will aim to try and do another video in about a month. Not sure what it's going to be on about yet, but yeah, feel free to send me any requests, and thank you for watching. Oh, please subscribe and press that notification button. Thank you.